Good morning, everyone. So, in this lecture series of organizational behavior, we are today starting with individual behavior. Individual behavior, in the first topic is diversity. Now, what is important in the organization is the individual differences which are there in the people in the organization. These differences could be visible ones like the gender, age, religion, cultures. It could also be the invisible one, like the ideas, the perspectives, and the cultural variety which the person brings in his or her personality. Now, the first question which arises in our mind is, why should we study diversity? The answer to this question is, diversity is important to manage and understand in order to bring better understanding amongst the team members, which leads to improved teamwork. It also brings inclusiveness and fairness in the organization. It brings organizational success and personal growth too. When the person feels accepted and included in the organization, the person is able to perform better as a team member. Now, the second question which may arise in your mind is, why do organizations need diverse kind of people? Do we really require diverse kind of people in the organization? Yes, it is. Firstly, because these diverse kind of people bring new ideas to the organization. They also bring new talent to the organization, and they bring new perspectives in the form of their cultures in the organization. So, in order to promote new ideas, new talents, and new cultures in the organization, it is important to have diverse kind of people in the organization. Now, it is very clear that diversity in the organization will be able to promote ideas, talents, and culture in the organization. But again, an important aspect comes into our mind, that how do we manage these people? To understand this, first we need to understand that how does this diversity emerge in the people of the organization. Firstly, this diversity comes from the biological and demographical differences. Biological differences, the differences which are there with us from birth, like the gender, age. Secondly, the demographical differences. The demographical differences are because of the place we belong to. Secondly, it is because of the intellectual ability of an individual. Somebody may have high capability of rational thinking. Some may have analytical capabilities. Others may have technological abilities. And these differences also bring in new ideas of thinking. Thirdly, this is a difference which may arise from the learning capabilities of the people. The way they have learned from their environment. These differences comes from there also. Now, if you think the biological or the demographical difference, or the intellectual difference, or the learning difference is natural in a person, and it has brought in through the person's the way the person has been nurtured. So therefore, these differences will prevail in an individual. Now, how do we manage it? First, when we are in a group, we are very unaware of each other. So the first stage of diversity is being unaware about the differences which prevail in us. Second is the awareness. We start noticing the differences. We start knowing each other. When we sit together, when we work together, we start getting noticed. And these differences slowly build up into an understanding when we start working as a team. And the fourth part is, after understanding, we have the appreciation of each other's differences, and ultimately we integrate as a team. So these organization. I'll give you an example here from my own experiences to illustrate the same. I was working in a university wherein we 52 faculty members joined the university as unknown people to each other, and we were on the stage of establishing this university. So these 52 people were from different states, different backgrounds, different subjects. And the day we started this induction program, the Vice Chancellor of the university made few groups. Few groups in terms of integrating us together to know each other. And these tasks were given to us, and these tasks were given with the deadlines. So we started talking to each other. Until and unless the deadlines were meeting, we were able to understand each other. We were meeting, we were sitting, we were doing work, and at the end of the task, we were able to appreciate each other's effort. And at the end of this 1 month of project finishing, we were able to integrate as a team. So this was a very good example of how diverse kind of people, when come together, could work as a team. So this way we were able to integrate as team members, and somewhere we were able to appreciate each other's effort. Now if you see in today's scenario, the diversity has, diversified. And it is in terms of technology, in terms of work styles. We so much hear about Gen Zs and millennials and baby boomers, and these generations are working together. So it is very important for an organization to understand the differences between these generations and integrate them together as a team. So therefore, the challenge of bringing them together and work as a team. Now basically, workforce diversity is seen today in a great way. In a great way, just like generations are bringing a lot of difference amongst them. And this difference needs to be addressed. We have to have a dialogue between the intergenerational people. And therefore, it is important to talk about inclusiveness. It is important to encourage intergenerational dialogues. It is important to promote inclusive leadership. It is important to encourage policies, education and technologies which will empower these generations. Now, a very simple example I would like to quote here. It is from the company Google. Now, Google was making Google Maps at that time, and on the board there were all men who were taking these decisions of promoting the app, and everybody was talking about the quickest way to reach the destination. And one day it so happened that a female member joined the team. And as soon as she joined and people were discussing about the final launch of the app, she said, when I'm traveling in the night, I would not look for the quickest way. I would look for the safest way. So this perspective had come into the existence of Google for the first time because the lady had come. The differences between the people had not been there. Google Map would not have promoted this view into their app also. A woman who is traveling in the night will obviously look for the safest way than for the quickest way. So this diversity issue had been addressed by this female who was the first female to address that being a woman, I would look for the safest way rather than the quickest way. So these kind of dialogue, if happen and is being accepted in the organization, then we will be able to promote and manage the diversity in the organization in a better way. Thank you, everyone.